What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about NIO. We're going to talk a little bit about Tesla, and we're also going to kind of give a market update about what's going on with the market in general today. Before we hop into that, guys, hit that sub button. We're trying to grow the channel to 2,000 subs by the end of the month. Only got a couple days left. Also, link in the description for the Patreon if you guys want to hop over there. I'm not quite sure how many dollar slots we have left, but we had a couple people join yesterday, so we got to be getting close to the end of those. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's the best way to get into the Discord. Over 100 members in that Discord. It gets you access to our portfolio, and it gets you access to the April portfolio that we will be starting here in April. And the Discord members, you guys will be seeing more information about that here soon, probably about this weekend. But without further ado, let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it, man. So let's start off with talks about the whole market in general. It's kind of like mixed feelings today. If we look at the Dow Jones and all of those funds, the Dow Jones is up about just about 1%, just about 1%. S&P 500 is up about 0.5%, and the Nasdaq's down about 0.4%. Hopefully that kind of reverses later on this afternoon. But the reason a lot of this stuff is kind of mixed right now is Treasury yields, this is actually kind of good news. Treasury yields have kind of leveled out a little bit. They're actually down just a hair. They were up to 1.639% yesterday, and they're down to about 1.644%. And also, speaking of the Treasury stuff, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Fed Chair Jerome Powell are in their second day of hearings at Capitol Hill over this whole, the whole bond yields and inflation fears and all of that. So we'll see if there's any more news that comes out about that. And if there's anything exciting or that may affect the market like crazy, we will bring that news to you guys as well. We had Tesla announcing that they're going to be accepting Bitcoin to purchase Tesla. So if you're rich on Bitcoin, go buy yourself a Tesla. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but damn, that's a hell of a deal. Get it while you can, because if Bitcoin were to tank for some random reason, man, at least you got a Tesla out of it, Also, Intel, we made a video about this morning release. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. Intel surged this morning, but it actually tanked after opening. But they announced they're going to be spending, I think it was $20 billion on two new factories for chip production in Arizona, which is massive. All that information's over in the morning video if you guys want to go check that out. But let's go ahead and just hop into NIO. So NIO just finished their 2 millionth battery swap at one of their stations this morning at 3:16 a.m. on the 24th. NIO announced that after the completion of an ES6 battery swap, that was their official 2 millionth time swapping batteries over there. I'm like, that's a pretty impressive milestone.
Yeah, especially because we were just saying they were doing a million or over a million, so now they hit 2 million.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Really good, actually.
And obviously, people like the service.
Clearly, NIO stated that on average, for those kind of numbers, that means a NIO car is leaving that station about every 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, a NIO's vehicle is being swapped out. The battery's being swapped out at some changing station somewhere. That's honestly, that's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. Also, they said that they've used not 10 million. They've used 100 million kilowatts of electricity, and there's been about 396 million miles driven on all of those battery swaps. NIO has come out and said that they've reduced carbon dioxide emissions by 26,000 ton, which is equivalent of 235,000 trees absorbing carbon dioxide over 30 years. Which is huge. Just on those 2 million. Just think when EVs get to the point where there's more EVs than gas vehicles, on how much carbon dioxide is going to flip. Considering that you just saved over 30 years of work for 235,000 trees just on 2 million changes is crazy. That is crazy. But NIO also came out and said that their second-gen battery swapping station should be online. The mass production is complete, and it will be online mid-April, that's what other reports were saying for the whole Sinopec deal, was about mid-April. So we might get more information on that, hopefully, as April starts to roll around. So a little bit of news, a little bit of nugget information coming out with NIO. It honestly is not looking too good, though, today with NIO. If we go ahead and pull NIO up in Webull, we can clearly see that this is a fantastic stock, guys. This is fantastic right now. Treating everybody well. We started off this morning at $42, and we're down to $38. So not looking hot.
I mean, it's, if you look at Lee or Xpeng though, they're down even more than NIO. So it's just the whole China EV thing. Right. It seems like today, because Tesla is only down like 0.5%.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
So,
literally 0.5%.
I know that there was that chip shortage or chip factory in Japan had a fire. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. So that's not helping the whole chip fears, and I think it's just a combination of a lot of things. There's a little bit of tensions going on with U.S. and China.
Right.
So yeah,
not looking good. And we got a lot of flack yesterday for our $600 price prediction video. And honestly, if you do the numbers, NIO would only have to go up, literally 50% every year to meet 500.
And that's not a lot.
Right.
Really, when you think about it. It's just no one is looking past what's happening right now.
Right.
It's just like with COVID. I've said this, and I replied to the comments saying this exact thing. Like when COVID hit and everything was going to crap, everyone was freaking out. Nobody thought the market was going to do what it did last year. Pretty much everything went to the moon, ridiculously last year. But at the moment, you're only thinking about COVID and everything going down and tanking, and you're just pretty much just basing all your ideas off your emotions, which is not a good idea.
Right.
You need to look past what's happening right now.
And I agree with that. And this is not financial advice. You guys do what's best for you. We're just here to give you guys the news, give you our predictions, give you our opinions, give you our, the input that we read and how we base our decisions. We're long-term players in NIO. That means we're looking past. Yes, today is terrible. It's down 7% as of right now. We're looking past that. We're looking 3 to 5 years out. We're not looking at this today. If you would have looked back when COVID hit and then you just sold everything and you're just like, you know what, I'm done. Look at the rebound it got at the bottom of that dip. Like you just said, how fast that went up. You got to look past this hardship right now. And I think once the chip shortage is done and, NIO starts to put out more numbers and they expand into Europe, I think we're going to see these rebound. It's just a matter of time and just give the market some time to get out of the funk that it's in. Got to look past it. But speaking of the whole funk, let's go ahead and hop over to Tesla, man. A little bit of nugget information here. Tesla.
So Tesla in February, they dropped the starting price of the standard and long range Model 3 by $1,000, and that's when they actually took out selling their Model Y base models. So they stopped that last month. But when they did those price cuts, they also increased the Model 3 and Model Y performance models by $1,000. Probably just trying to make up the difference there. But Tesla is actually raising, again, their Model Y, the China Model Y price by a little over $1,000. It's like $1,100 pretty much. So they are raising the price. It doesn't affect anyone that's already ordered the Model Y, but from future orders, it's going to be $1,000 more. And just a lot of people are kind of confused at what's going on here, just because he keeps lowering the prices and then getting rid of models like the Model Y, the base model. He cut the price by $2,000, and then 2 weeks later he just got rid of it. So there's just, I don't know, a lot of confusion going on right now with what Tesla's doing. But they could be responding to Chevy's 2022 Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV, which they introduced in February. And even with those price cuts, the two Chevy models are still thousands cheaper than the Model 3 or Model Y. So I
think Tesla's going to have to come up with something to make their vehicles cheaper, because how are you going to compete with Ford and GM and Volkswagen and all these other big name manufacturers when their prices are, cheaper? People are going to, most people are cheap. Most people are cheap. They're going to go for the cheaper cars.
And most people too, that have, at least in the States, that are used to having Chevys, Fords, all those brands, when they do eventually switch over to an EV, I would think they're more likely to go to a Chevy or something that, if Chevy has something in the market at the time this person is switching over, they would most likely go to a Chevy versus a Tesla. Everyone just bought Tesla because they were pretty much, they're the only option. Now that they're the only option, they're going to have to, be more competitive, which, Elon's always wanted more competition. It's good for everyone, but, he's going to have to figure some stuff out if he's going to compete with Chevy and all these other companies.
It kind of makes me wonder what his plan is with Bitcoin too, accepting Bitcoin as payment. Literally, we were talking before the video, just think if you bought a Tesla for $50,000 with $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, and the next week that drops 10%, you know, like that is going to be worth a lot less than
right. I think he thinks Bitcoin's going to go up crazy and he's going to make a lot more money off your $50,000.
which, I mean, it could be, you know, it could be.
I mean, it could, but
There's a lot of risk there. A lot of risk.
That's
a lot of risk. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got for you guys. That's going to wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all of that good stuff. It really helps us grow the channel. And again, thank you guys so much for all the support. And check out this morning's video if you guys want to see more about the Microsoft and Intel news that came out this morning. But again, thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll see you in the next one.